Have you always wanted to blog but have had no idea how to start? In this video, I'm going to give you my top tips for blogging. I've been writing a blog since 2015. I've worked under a couple of different names, The Health Carpenter and more recently The Mummy Trainer. Now, it's really important to know what direction you want your blog to take before you even start. So grab a pen and a piece of paper and let's get these tips written down. Tip number 1. Find your niche. Now, I work in the fitness industry, but that's not enough for me to be able to sit down and write a blog because it's too vast. So I need to be able to target a particular audience. And so I'm a personal trainer and I enjoy writing about physical and mental health. So that's what I write about. That's my niche. It's important for you to find a niche because if you don't, you will struggle to write content consistently. You need to be able to write about what really drives you, or at the very least, something that you enjoy or you're passionate about. So it's very, very important to niche down and find a particular area that you know that you're going to write about regularly and you're going to enjoy doing so. Tip number 2, find your audience. Now, very similarly to the first tip, with your audience, don't try and write for everybody or you'll just lack consistency, you'll lack passion and you'll really struggle with your blog. So what you need to do is find your target audience. And the best way to do that is to create an avatar. Now, if you're a fitness instructor, you will already have an idea of your ideal client. So if you're writing within that particular industry, then you're good to go. If you want to write about something completely different, like cooking or weight loss or a particular type of sports, the best suggestion I can give you is to have a look at the kinds of blogs out there that fall within that particular category and make sure that you pinpoint 2 or 3 that you enjoy reading. If you enjoy reading them, chances are you're going to enjoy writing in a particular vein and you'll find it a lot easier when you are writing your blogs for your audience. Tip number 3, where's your blog going to live? Now, I have my blogs on WordPress, so I have a separate website to everything else. But if you're just starting out and you haven't got a clue about any of that, or you have no money and you just want to start writing, then I would wholeheartedly recommend setting up a Facebook page for your blog and using that to write posts. Now, writing styles will be very, very similar as the way you would write if it was on a website. So make sure that you break your blog posts up, add some images to make sure that it's engaging, and if you want to add video, you can too. Tip number 4, time. How much time can you dedicate to writing your blog? Now, I always recommend writing between 350 to 500 words whenever you do a blog post. And you'd be surprised at how quickly you can get those words in. But you really need to make sure that you have the time to sit down and write. Blogging takes a lot more time than just writing. You have to source images, you have to look for research. So when you are doing your research, you have to look for the right kind of links for research, and you have to be able to sit down and check your blog once it's been written. Then when you upload it, you need to make sure that you're adding everything else to it. The list goes on, I could talk about it forever. So what you really need to do is allocate yourself some time, not just for blogging, but for all of the time that it's going to take to find those links and find those images out. So in summary, you need to make sure that you know who you're writing for, you need to make sure you know what you're writing about, where your blog is going to live, and how much time you can allocate to blogging. Please don't be overwhelmed by this because it shouldn't be overwhelming at all. It just sounds a bit scary. Once you actually get involved and start blogging and find out all those bits and pieces that are relevant, you'll soon start to enjoy it.